It's that time of the year when the world celebrates fear. Hi, I'm Bhuvanesh Chandar, and in this episode of Kutty Review, we are discussing Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills is the 12th installment in the popular slasher film franchise Halloween, and it is the second sequel to John Carpenter's 1978 film Halloween, and is also the follow-up to 2018's reboot film Halloween. Halloween Kills picks up right from where Halloween ended in 2018. We see Michael Myers, who's trapped in the house by Laurie, and she flees the house with her daughter Karen as well as her granddaughter Allison. However, unfortunately, just as if Michael Myers, of course, he escapes, killing them all, and is once again let loose. As the news breaks out, the original survivors of the Haddonfield incident, led by Tommy Doyle, group together and they aim to track down Michael Myers and to end evil that night. Three parallel narratives branch out from here, one following Tommy's group, the next follows Laurie and Karen at the hospital, and of course the third one is Michael Myers in his usual killing spree. To much surprise, most of the initial portions of the film bank solely on the nostalgia factor of the earlier films. However, it does get stretched out a little bit more. The eerie setting as well as the gore to amp up the horror. However, it is only after the first half of the film do we really begin to settle down in this world. The anxiety is palpable and we know where we are headed. But it is the uncertainty as to when the showdown happens that keeps you hooked. One particular scene at the hospital stands out in the film. Tommy and his group of towners mob the hospital and they chase someone who they believe is Michael. What happens later on amazes. The psychological undertones and the helplessness that Laurie and Karen faces in the scenes do play out really well. However, just before we reload from the moment at the hospital, Halloween Kills keeps throwing one gory sequences after another. The narrative ends perfectly for the next film, which is set to release in 2022. However, it isn't a big final showdown that you would expect. The penultimate scene is amazing. It involves Cameron and Allison facing Michael Myers. But the next scene, the final big showdown, isn't what you would expect from a Halloween film. If not for the remarkable music, the scene as well as the film would have ended with a whimper. Halloween is without a doubt one of the most popular slasher film franchises. However, even the recently released Fear Street trilogy, which mind you borrowed a lot from Halloween as a tribute, did not have formulaic characters. In Halloween Kills, however, most of the characters do mindless actions that do infuriate you. The gore is taken up a notch, but without substance to back it. If only there were more to the story, this Halloween film would have actually killed it. That's it from this episode of Kutty Review. If you like this video, do hit like, share and subscribe. See you soon.